Yeah, I mean, it feels good to win. It's only halftime, so I don't even look at it as a full game played yet. We wanted to come here and get a good result. We wanted to come here and at least get one away goal. I think we can almost sit here and be disappointed we didn't get more. I thought we had chances to get more. I thought we were the aggressor pretty much for the whole game, especially in the second half. But yeah, it felt good to get the goal. I mean, I felt like we were knocking on the door all game. You know, we were trying to play and create chances, and we work on set pieces a lot. So I'm happy that I was able to get one off a set piece because I've had a couple chances off set pieces I haven't scored. So I'm glad to get one now.
In a season where you guys are sort of remaking and rebuilding the identity of this club, I know you said it's halftime, but it's still technically this team's first playoff win at RFK.
Yeah.
So that's another milestone.
Yeah.
Is that significant?
No,
Does that mean something in the context of this season?
I think anytime you beat your biggest rival on their home field, it's significant. The context of it being a playoff game, makes it even more important. So, we feel good with the performance, but we're not going to sit here and pat ourselves on the back too much. We realize that DC is a very good team. They've been down and out in games all year, and they end up coming back. So we look at it as only halftime. I feel like they're going to come out at Red Bull Arena and give us one of the toughest games we've ever had at Red Bull Arena. So,
but you guys have turned Red Bull into more of a
yeah,
fortress
I mean,
than it's been in the past.
It is a fortress, and we feel really confident going back to Red Bull Arena with a lead. But I think our kind of mantra this whole season has just been to move on to the next game. Don't pat yourself on the back too much. We don't get too low and too negative when we go through rough patches. Like we lost 4 games in a row earlier this year, and we never got too down on ourselves. And even when we won the Supporter Shield, we just celebrated one night and we said, look, that's in the past, and now we have bigger goals and bigger dreams. So it's just halftime. Decent performance on the road. We could have actually played better. We could have gotten a couple more goals, but I'm really happy for Luis to get a shutout because he's been deserving of one.
Were your teams in the past a little more up and down? Was there not as much equilibrium in this locker room?
I would say Red Bull has kind of been synonymous with inconsistency and kind of being great one moment and terrible the next moment. So this has been a good year for us in terms of keeping an even keel. The coaches do a great job of making sure that we don't feel too good about ourselves after a couple good performances and feel too bad about ourselves if we don't play well. So look, it's a good performance. I would call it a professional performance. It's a playoff performance. I mean, some people probably call it ugly, helter-skelter, whatever you want to call it. I mean, this is playoff soccer. It's going to be a lot of fouls, very chippy. This is, DC, this is how they want to make the game. They want to slow the game down. We want to speed the game up and try to make it fast. And so, two very contrasting styles. And, hopefully we can take our momentum going into the next game and really, get a good result at Red Bull Arena and move on to the next round.
I know it's been a while, but do you still feel an edge playing this team?
Yeah, I always feel an edge playing this team. It's my former teammates, my former locker room. It's our biggest rival. I've been on both sides of the rivalry, so I know how important it is to both sets of players. And I think for me, I still look back to that playoff series when they knocked us out of the playoffs at home in that crazy snow game, whatever you want to call it, the nor'easter. I mean, that was the worst feeling in the world, and your biggest rival's knocking you out. So obviously last year, we kind of turned it around on them, and that was a better feeling. So I just think back to that moment, and I don't want that feeling again. And so when we play them, I always try to make sure that everyone's focused and tuned in. And, for me, I just try to, leave everything on the field because I know that these games are the biggest games that we'll play.
You guys held them to 0 shots on goal today. What did you guys do well defensively?
I thought defensively we were really good. I thought we were really solid. We know they like to get the ball out wide and put a lot of crosses in the box. So I thought, being physical with them, making sure that they didn't have enough room to run at us and get easy crosses off. I thought our center backs played brilliantly. Damian Peronel and Matt Miazga. I hope Damian's okay. He's had a great season for us, and you never want to see a guy go down like that. So I'm hoping he's all right, but I thought the center backs were great, and our outside backs did a great job of stepping out to the wide players and not letting them get crosses off. We know that for the most part we can try to win the midfield battle most games, so they're going to try to beat us out wide. And so Espindola and Sabrillo are some very dangerous forwards, and if you let them have free, easy runs in the box, they're going to eat you alive. So just making sure we're tight to runners, making sure we pressure them high up the field, I thought that was all good. They play very direct, and so winning second balls is going to be huge for the return leg as well.
When Sasha hesitated on the free kick, did you adjust your position in the wall?
Which one?
On the goal.
I wasn't in the wall, but we work on free kicks a lot and set pieces a lot, and I always seem to find myself in pretty good positions. Jesse tells me just kind of try to find gaps in their defense, and Kitchen is marking me pretty tight for the most part the whole game, and it's hard to get away from him. And so I decided to start in an offside position. And then as soon as Sasha was going to approach the ball to try to get back onside and then get behind him a bit, Sasha played an unbelievable ball. I mean, it was right in the gap between if the goalkeeper, should he come out or should he not come out, and then the defender thinks the goalkeeper's going to come out, so it causes a lot of confusion. And I just stuck my head in there, and I was lucky enough to head it on frame and it went in. But I've been disappointed that I haven't scored more goals off set pieces this year when the service has been really good.
It was a really good ball.
Really, I already said that, man.